And let me share my screen. And I'm using Yolanda's because Yolanda has, and like I said, some of you have done it as well. Yolanda has a little bit of background about her. She's in respiratory care and has over 20 years of experience, healthcare. And one of her biggest gaps was what a lot of people experience. She had the gap with like, okay, how can I relate this back to my experience? Because like I said, she has over 20 years. So I think Yolanda is an excellent case study because of the growth that she has achieved throughout doing the work. So this is where we started out. And everyone, like I said, on here has already done most of this work here. She's already gone through and identified her tasks, that what she has done. She has a lot of them. Because like I said, she's been in a space for over 20 years. So she has a lot of them. So she has no more questionable because we've already done that work. But she had a lot of analytics. So we came through here. She said charted patient assessment into EHR. And I asked her, I said, well, how many? What percentage of accuracy? What was this? What was that? So with this, we were able to go back and forth. And Yolanda has actually completed her resume. So with this, we were able to go through all these and give her very strong, quantifiable metrics to show her impact. Because one thing that I'm really big on you all about, like I mentioned before I got into like my work, is that I want us to get out of the ability of just listing out tasks. Like we can't do that anymore. If you're going to show up in a space, it has to be a space to show up to say, this is the value that I bring because of this. So with her, she was able to go through here and we were able to bounce off each other. Basically, me and Yolanda meet probably every other week. I don't know, probably every week. I don't know. But we go through here and we like, okay, how many did you do? How often did you do? And we were able to come up with very, very, very strong points to capture her work to the point where she didn't even realize that she was doing that work. So with Yolanda, this is her spreadsheet. These are her professional skills because like I said, with her having so much experience within that space, the same way that I'm doing with y'all, let's lean in on these data skills. I want all of your data because that is where we're going to position you. However, I want to position you in a way that does not require for you to have to reinvent yourself. So let's lean in on these professional skills. So with Yolanda, we came through here and like I did with y'all, what are your highly valuable professional skills? What are some skills that we can use as a bridge so that when you are in your interviews and you are telling your story, you can speak to this. This is your story. I'm just helping you frame it. So in this, we were able to come through here and identify what her highly valuable skills are, professional skills that show her leadership, that show her initiative, that show her impact. And then we turned around and we quantified them. So right before we got on this call, Yolanda actually sent me her resume. And I was like, oh my God, that looks so good. But Yolanda
I'm so glad I'm done.
Yes. So Yolanda actually sent me her resume and I'm going to show you all. This is what we were able to compile. She used mine as a template, but this is what we were this was our finished product because this is what we are going to use for her to tell her story. Because where her biggest gap was the fact of, I'm going to have to, she didn't know where to start, basically. And Yolanda, correct me if I'm wrong.
I had no idea where I was going to start.
She didn't know where to start. So it's like, okay, let's identify where we are and let's identify where you're already strong. This is your story. You're strong there. I can't tell anybody about anything else. I can't sit and coach you in a way if I don't have visibility to where you're strong at. If I don't know where you're strong at, I can't position you. I don't know where you're going. I don't know. So with this, we were able to successfully identify what she was already doing. What are you doing? Not only what are you doing, but what's the impact of that? And this is her finished product. We might have to do a little changes, but she 99% there. She's done the work. And Yolanda has been doing this oh, probably about 3 weeks now. Like we've been on and off, like very heavy for the past like 3 weeks, back and forth, back and
Yes.
forth. And it's just, this is the final product. And from this, she's able, every one of these bullets shows impact. She reviewed and updated records for up to 30 patients per week, synthesizing data across multiple EHR systems, and accelerated treatment planning during daily rounds and preventing complications through timely manners. Her task tracker said she reviewed and updated patient records. That's what she told me in the beginning. But through our collaborative work, we were able to quantify, identify, quantify, and show impact. And she's able to position herself as if a solution. She's a solution. She's been doing the work. She's a leader. She's performed 12 DUI device checks. She's tracked usage trends and escalated shortages, reducing supply issues by 40%. She's been doing it. But in that, we came about it because she knows what she did. So this is her final product and she's ready to go. So that is why I facilitated this session like this tonight, because everybody here has already started the work to get this. This is the end product. This is where we're trying to be. And from the work that Yolanda and I have done together, we have been able to successfully come up with her professional summary that shows impact. What have you been doing? What have you been doing? Why should I hire you? Because one thing that I consistently have seen with resumes is people list tasks. They say, okay, well, I did this, I did this, I did this. And if I can take your name, if I can take anybody's name and put it on your resume, I don't need you. I don't need you. If I can take anybody's name and put it on your resume, why do I need you? So with this, we're trying to get out of tasks. We don't do just tasks no more. We create impact. We solve problems. We add value. We increase efficiencies. So this is how her final product is going to be. And in this, she has it's ATS compliant. She has all of her software here. I'm clicking on stuff. All of her software here. She has all of her tools here. So that when she tracks through those systems, those keywords are going to flag because they're here. She comes through here and she leads with action. She monitors, she reviews, she connected because she's doing the work. So this is one of the end results of it. And like I said, I know everybody has already done a step 1, and this is going to be step 3 or 4. And like I said, I understand that it requires a lot of work from the both of us, but the end result makes a lot of sense. LaShawna, LaShawna said, I like the way she has her skills presented. Great job, Yolanda. Great job. I'm telling you, Yolanda.
Thank you.
I saw that. I said, okay, Yolanda. But it's amazing because what I've seen when I talk to people is that there's a gap with, but what though? But how though? What was the value of it? So if we can work together to identify the what, we can work together to come up with the value of it. And this is it. So this is her final ATS compliant resume.
And you asked right questions, because from the job that I've been doing, it's more of a time management thing. I get an assignment and it's time management. How am I going to prioritize my shift? And then it has to be prepared for the next person to transfer and take up where I left off. And by you asking me all the questions, you stopped me, and it's like, what did you do? You did a part so that I can look at, because most people don't even ask that. As long as the job got done. If it doesn't get done, then people are asking questions. So that part they never considered, but you consider that part. And that helped me break it down into smaller parts and really think about what did I do on a consistent basis. And that way it's even helping me change my language.
Yes.
And I think I'll be more ready for the interview.
Yep.
Because of this process.
Yep. And I had a consult with Nicole King earlier, and we were talking through the things and the work that she was doing. She was explaining it, and I'm like, oh, that's this. oh, that's that. And I think when you're able to identify, it does elevate that language so that when you do show up and when you are able to communicate what you're doing, you lead with that elevation. So it's definitely, definitely value in it. And I think that this is amazing. Like, I think that this is amazing because when I look at this, you come across as a solution. Nicole Kennedy said she loved the technical skills. Yep. You come across as a solution. And like I keep going back to the beginning earlier, that's the goal. Like, we have to position ourselves as solutions so that when you are getting interviews, when you are getting those things, let's take inventory of the problem that they're trying to solve and position yourself as a solution for that problem. You don't have to know the whole book. You need to know what they are trying to solve and position yourself for that. And I think when I look at this, it's very much so giving like you gonna solve the problem. So, any questions on the task tracker or positioning with that or anything like that? Okay. Let me go to my list. Okay. So now we see an example of a resume that's right. Like, we with this, her resume is, who's that?
I couldn't find it. There's Nicole. I could not. I enlarged my screen. I couldn't find my mute.
Oh, what's up?
For the resume, did you not want to include your portfolio stuff? I didn't see if she scrolled all the way down to the.
I don't think she has her. Do you don't have?
No.
She's still working on her
Not just
portfolio.
yet,
Yep.
because I'm gonna add it on another resume, but I'm gonna use this one to apply for like a transition role.
Okay.
So I'm gonna create another resume with all of that on it.
Mm-hmm. She still. Oh, I got an echo. Or can y'all hear my echo?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't hear no.
Yeah.
She is still working on her portfolio, but what I told her is that this is done. This needs to go. Don't let you still working on your portfolio. This is the advice I told her. Yep. You can continue to refine as you put your stuff out there. I'm constantly refining my stuff. I update my stuff like maybe every month or so. Like, you can continue to update and refine as you go. But if you are trying to get out there, you don't have to wait on their portfolio. It's a excellent, nice to have. But if you're still working on it and you got all this squared away, you got your LinkedIn squared away, you need to go.
Yeah. And I like that approach because now I don't have to worry about this. I can start pushing that out, and then I can focus on my portfolio and everything else.
Yep.
Without feeling stressed.
Yep. And you can just do it in pieces. Because what is better, like, I know in business, we call it a minimum viable product. You got this. So you have enough, and this literally how I coach Nicole, this is how I coach y'all. You have enough to start putting it out there, because what happens is subconsciously that goalpost always ends up moving. So it's like, okay, I got to get my portfolio. Okay, well, I got to do this. Okay, well, I got to do this. Like, stop. No, you don't. Let's go. We can do that while we're doing this. So, yep. And then when she does finish up her portfolio, she gonna link it in right here as a hyperlink right up here at the top.
And I will tell you, that portfolio is challenging.
Well, you know where I'm at, Nicole. I mean, Yolanda. My bad, Nicole. It's too many Nicoles.
Because I get everything on there, and then I go in to change something, and it deletes, and I'm sitting there like, how do I get that back?
Mm-hmm.
So.
You know where I'm
back
at.
To the drawing board. Okay.
You know where I'm at.
So that's where my question is. You sent the template. So our portfolio is going to be on that platform, Notion?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Duplicate it. Duplicate it as like in your workspace, and then build it out just like that. And then when you're done, link it right up here as a hyperlink. And it's like Nicole's portfolio. Link it right up here as a hyperlink. Put it in your signature, your email, put it everywhere. Also, what I have noticed as well is that a lot of job applications, because like I still see stuff, I still do stuff. A lot of job applications will ask you, do you have a website? That's your website. Very much so use it. And I know Nicole with, I keep saying, want to say Nicole K, but both of y'all Nicole K. Nicole, like you just finished up your Power BI, your dashboard, that is a portfolio project, period. So you're going to use that in your portfolio, and you're also going to use that. I'm going to show you where to use it on LinkedIn as well. Any other questions? All right, then. Okay. So
wait. I do have a question.
Oh, Lashana. Okay.
Yes. So for those who have created their portfolios, where will we link that on LinkedIn? Like, should we link that on LinkedIn, even if we're actively working on it and building more projects on it?
Now, LinkedIn actually has and I'll show you on mine. LinkedIn actually has a place where you can hyperlink a website at the top. Because I got my website up there. And I'll show you mine when we get over there. It's actually multiple ways you can leverage that on LinkedIn. You can hyperlink it at the top, and I'll show you what I mean when I get to my LinkedIn. And it's a project section that you need to add on your profile as well to showcase your projects. And I'll show you that as well, too. Any other questions? All right. So we see the perfect example of a resume is ATS compliant. She gonna scan this through there every. Somebody say something. Okay. She gonna scan this through there. Everything is lined up, all her skills, everything. So I also provided the opportunity for an example of another resume. This a fake person, but when you look at this, do y'all think that this resume is ATS compliant? If so, yes. If not, why you don't think it is? What are some issues that you see with Danielle's resume?
What stands out immediately is that table.
Yep.
Isn't aligned with the house.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just about to say the table.
Yep. Because what I've also seen that's common is that people put like little bars and stuff in there, or they might put like rankings or something like that in their resume, and it's like that ain't gonna do nothing but tear it, make your stuff not go through. So with this, immediately, I think that was Nicole King. The bars will definitely throw it off. What else?
It's the whole alignment.
Yep.
Because even though at the top the alignment is off.
Yep. The alignment.
Just the format in general, it's off.
Mm-hmm. If I was to look at this person, does her skills tell me that she is someone that is in the space of data or is transitioning to the space of data? Does her skills say that? No.
No. Immediately judging. And I would say no, because if she can't format her resume, then what else is she not detail oriented about?
I think a lot of the skills in the table are general, like time management, quality assurance. Like you'll see them under like almost everyone's resume. So that's why I don't think it's like data specific.
Yep. That's another thing.
It's almost like she took out some words and said, let me put analyze and analytical in there. Yep.
None of this screams, because like Bree said, it's general. And within the space of tech, within the space of data, I know I always joke to y'all and I say, well, skills pay the bills. You have got to have your tools in there. You have got to have your skills in there. You've got to have those concrete skills, because in the space, it's deviated from those soft skills. Like, yeah, they kind of matter, but like at the end of the day, they really don't care if you are got communication. Like, they really don't care about the soft skills. It's more or less like, what tools did you use? How did you use those tools? How did you apply those tools? So if I'm looking at this, Danielle don't give me that. Danielle gives me very much so like, you just be going to work. And ain't nothing wrong with just be going to work, but you don't really position yourself as if someone that's going to solve the problem. And like Bree was saying, those skills that she gave, time management, communication, everybody gonna say that. What's the baseline for it? What's the benchmark for somebody that has time management and skill? Everybody gonna say they have good time management skills. I would. And your time management could be nothing. Also within her task, she's not giving impact. She's telling you her task. She's literally saying that she analyzed healthcare data set to identify trends. She haven't told you what trends. She haven't told you what she used to analyze healthcare data sets. She hasn't told you how or what. She just listing out stuff, but she hasn't told you how it impacts the organization. And unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, organizations and companies, they only care about money. How much money did you save? How much time did you save the company? How did you make this process better? That's all they care about. So in that, none of that really gives this. You coordinated data collection and validated processes. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do that. So why do I need Danielle Westbrook? I don't think I do. I'm gonna hire somebody. I'm gonna hire a Yolanda. I'm gonna get my girl over here. Over Danielle, because Danielle look like she waiting on somebody to tell her to do something. Yolanda looking like she gonna tell you what to do. So yeah. So that is the difference between that ATS compliant and that not. And if the eyesight, we'll look at this and it's like, oh, it might not look that bad, but in reality, it's like, okay, this isn't really capturing her impact. This isn't really capturing. And I use this as an example because a lot of times this is how a lot of people's resumes start. And it's not attributed to the fact of that you're not doing the work. It's just attributed to the fact of that there's a gap with how you need to show yourself. So if Danielle came and hollered at me, we'll get it right. Any questions on this?
Not on that, but I've had a couple that asked for cover letters. And what are your thoughts about what should be included? Or
I'm gonna be honest, Nicole. If they ask me for a cover letter, get them people a cover letter.
I mean, I have. I've been, I delete this and look on their website. Oh, my mission is to be that too.
Exactly. Exactly. Because so and the reason that I say that, I know you doing it. The reason that I say that is because let's say that I'm laying in my bed and I'm applying for jobs from my phone. And if I come across a role that requires a cover letter, I'm going to skip right past it. I'm not doing it. And I'm not saying me in general, but I'm saying someone that's laying in my bed. So they're probably doing that to decrease the pool or something. They play weird games like that. So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But like data simplified, their motto is helping people. Oh, I like helping people too.
Right. I'm a helper. I'm gonna help you. Right. Because and I've also seen it to where like for example, I've seen it to where on applications now they ask what appears to be to me screening questions. Like that. Oh, you had one. Actually, you had one just the other day because you
Yeah,
emailed.
that was yeah.
Like to me, that's a screening question. And what I mean by that, to explain to everyone else, Nicole had an application the other day, and it asked her explain how you use joins and how you use window functions. It was on the application. So in that, I told her that they're looking for two things because, like I always preach to y'all over here, anybody can say they know SQL. Anybody can say they know that, but they're looking for you to show how you used it, which is why you built that portfolio, which is why you talk through the things. So in that application, they asked her those two questions. And I said, Nicole, they trying to check your temperature. They trying to see if you understand what you said. You said you know SQL. They trying to see if you understand, if you actually know it, or if you just know a definition. So if I come through and I can say, okay, well, I use joins to join. I think we did sales and some other table. You can explain how you applied it. So it'll separate you from somebody to say, oh well, joins are, whatever. It just separates you when you have the ability to explain how you apply something. And what I have noticed is that applications are getting very screenish. You had one just the other day. I see them all the time. I see questions on applications that say things like, tell me about a time to where your analysis had a business impact. To me, that's a recruiter screen, but y'all got it on the application. So it's just kind of separates, who gonna move forward. Kind of, I guess, making their job easier in a way.
Yeah. Don't answer in Larita's class.
Yeah, you tell them. Yeah, tell them. Identify the problem. Tell them what you did and tell them the result of it. But yep.
Okay. Not in Larita class.
Mm-mm.
With it. Okay.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now you can. Now you can use your portfolio, but because the goal is for you to say, I've done the work. And that portfolio takes you from I've learned this to I have done this. Like in those portfolios, they're framed as business questions. You are the healthcare data analyst at this clinic. Give me all the patients that had an appointment on this day, or whatever the case is. You can use that. Who said they had a question?
Yeah. And it just popped up in my head.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you already know with my current position, I can transform it into the best analyst position ever, even though I'm not called that. What my question is as far as like the past positions, things that they're so far removed from your mind, you probably can't even remember everything that you've done. How do you transform that to make it look impactful? I guess an example would be I used to work for Heartland Dental, and yes, we used to compete with other offices and pull up numbers and stuff like that, but I can't remember, we
details.
We did better than this. Yeah, just the details. Like, we did better than them by 10% on root canals or something like that.
I think with you and in a situation like that is to, first of all, like, try to keep it relevant. Like, try to keep it relevant to, like, where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do. Like, and also to, like, if you cannot remember specific numbers about stuff, because like you said, once you get so far removed from things, you kind of forget things. So first of all, like, try to keep it relevant to where you're trying to go. Because with you being in, like, I don't know why I remember like I don't know, everybody be doing, but with you being in marketing and using the Google Analytics and doing those things, that's where you're gonna go. So if there is some background within that previous role where you can potentially leverage into marketing, lean in on it. But if it's anything else, just kind of uh, put the spotlight basically on your work that's going to leverage you. Which in your case, if I'm not mistaken, it would be like your current role. It's like your most recent role is like where your strong suit is.
Yeah, because there's like hints of it in
Yeah.
previous roles, but nothing that I can quantify.
Exactly. Like as of now, you're actually very heavily exposed to tools that are very valuable now. And and you see that just like I see you on LinkedIn, just like I'm on LinkedIn. I see a lot of your tools in like those marketing roles and things. That is going to be your bread and butter with where you're trying to go. Because I always look at it as if we're forward thinking in our past. Like we're using this as leverage, but we're using it as leverage to get where we're trying to go. And that way in your interviews, you can lean in on what you're currently doing and what you can competently speak to. Like your processes now, you know them. You know how to navigate this space. You know how to do those analysis. You know what those KPIs are. You can speak to that. You can't speak to what you did then because you don't remember. So yeah, I hope that answered your question.
It did. Thank you for that because
I know you.
Secret will die with me when I leave.
Tell them get my girl some money.
I have to worry about me signing an NDA because I'm not remembering a thing as soon as I look.
They gonna do that thing like how they click it on the Men in Black. She out of there. Any other questions? Okay.
Question is about AI, ChatGPT. It is my friend.
Nicole. Oh, okay.
Yes. It is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I suppose I'm on the internet entirely too much. And I do have a friend that works in HR, and she'll give me some feedback. She's not hiring for technical positions where she's heard like supervisors or managers mention, oh, her resume is AI or ChatGPT did a resume. And I'm thinking, well, which one is it? Do they want the workforce to embrace AI or they don't? And I suppose people's biases could get in the way, meaning someone, if they're personally reviewing a resume that got through the AWS system, but I'm wondering if you have an opinion about AI.
So mine kind of loaded, and I'm gonna try to keep it short. Okay, so part of me with someone that's in data and with someone that's been in tech for so long, we kind of were taught to use tools all day long. Like you and I talked about that just a few hours ago on our console. We were taught to use tools. So, of course, using it as a tool, go for it because that's what it is. But also, I've been on, it's not funny, but it's funny. Let me get myself together. I've been on interviews to where I interview somebody and I know you went and like chatted the whole interview and you read from a script.
Oh, okay.
So you get like, it's kind of like use it for inspiration. Prime example, if I'm looking for a recipe and I find somebody recipe and they don't use no seasoning or whatever the case is, I'm gonna use it for inspiration, but I'm not gonna copy their recipe word for word.
Okay.
Because what that looks like is, and that's why I teach y'all how I teach y'all, because what's bad and what happened really, really, really bad, y'all was there just like I was there when the economy was good and people were getting like, they were just giving away jobs. And a lot of times what happened was people were listing out like SQL, Power BI, Python. They listed out all this stuff on their resume and they can't do the work. So So what that put things in a position, or companies in a position to do, is to be more stringent on like their hiring, which is why we were talking about what we were talking about a minute ago. You seeing more screenings on job applications now as opposed to actually getting a screening. Are you seeing more things to be kind of gatekeepish? So the way that I teach y'all is, if you gonna say you know how to do something, you need to be able to talk through whatever you said you know how to do. Because what happened was, and probably what your friend is probably like, if you ask her about it, she could probably validate it. What's happening is that a lot of people are getting on interviews and they ain't got no business being there. Like, like y'all reading stuff, or either, which is why I don't teach like that. I had people be like, "Oh, do you have a I don't even know what they be called, but like when you have like interviews, data analyst interview, and they give you 200 things that you need to know in order to interview for a data analyst." That's why I don't teach y'all like that, because every interview that you're going to be on is to solve a particular problem for their team and for their industry. So what has happened is people are getting like that, or those big, I'm gonna memorize this, and they get on these interviews and they doing these major dumps. I had somebody do it to me, and I think I referenced it a while ago, and I laugh every time I say it. But they doing these major dumps of information that don't have nothing to do with what you interviewing for. So they doing like massive research, or ChatGPT, or using AI to say, okay, if I was to go on a data analyst interview, what all do I need to know? And then when ChatGPT gives them some stuff, and then they sit on the interview and they tell them about themselves, they giving a whole spiel on something that ain't got nothing to do with what we're here to talk about. So it's like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like a gift and a curse. Like, it's a gift because it's a tool. Yeah. And it uses data that depends on pipelines, and it will lie, and it will be wrong, and it has its flaws just like every other tool. But you have people that are taking it for the end all be all, and it's not the end all be all. So I see it like both ways. Use it, but also with you got enough sense to know you don't got no business saying certain stuff and doing certain stuff.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know.
So. Yeah, like you
don't know, you sounded crazy.
Yeah. Whereas some people don't have that. Like some people don't have the discernment to be like, this has nothing to do with what these people asking me. So they sit on the interview, and I've experienced it. I've experienced interviews where people about me be like 5 minutes, because they think they're saying all the right points, when in reality, baby, this is a business analyst role. Like, so, but you got enough sense to know that.
They were like, get out of my office.
Yeah.
The rule of thumb for my team, because my team was the first in the company to actually start using ChatGPT and the others, is to always put human hands on it. So even if you ask it a question and it gives you an output, you have to make sure, one, everything makes sense.
Yep.
It will sometimes throw you for a loop.
Yep.
And then 2, if it spits out some information that you don't know off the top of your head whether or not it's correct, to do the additional research yourself. Because what it's doing is pulling from multiple websites.
Mm-hmm.
And that information gets really jumbled up and confused. So even when it sounds like it knows what it's saying, it's better to verify it for yourself. So think of it as your skeleton. You have to fill out the information yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think it's good for an outline.
Yep.
And to get you in the door. Once you get in the door, you're talking to a human, not a computer.
Yep.
So you have to be prepared for that phase as well.
Yep. And like I said, I think most of us here, we wouldn't do stuff like that. But people out here doing stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But they get real confident out here with these prompts, and them prompts be wrong. I've caught mine up in a lie several times, and then it'll say something like "you got me," and I'm like, "Well, why you say that? Why you say that?" Someone once said, "I learned to cheat before chat and had to actually learn the material." You do, because you learn it while you cheating.
It is showing you you show, then you have to prove.
Yep. And the thing is, in this space, application is everything, because it's so easy to say, "I know SQL. I know how to do this. I know how to do it." But what it's not, where it gets, where the gap comes in is, I use SQL to analyze data and to find this finding and to do, that's the gap. Or either what is going to happen is you might end up on a technical assessment. It's not uncommon. Now, ain't nobody gonna back you in a corner. You're gonna know you have a technical assessment during your interview process. They're gonna tell you, but they do those things to counteract that. And what it might look like is, I had a technical assessment like 2 weeks ago. It was so odd. I had to like share all three of my screens and then have my camera on. And the thing is, they don't care about you Googling. Like I always tell y'all, when we learning SQL, when we learning these tools, memorization, I don't care anything about memorization. Memorization not the goal. The goal is application. So they don't care anything about you Googling or using a tool or using resources, because I've always done it. But the gap comes in with if you don't even know how to start to solve that problem. So that's it. I think everybody on this call got enough sense to not do what I'm saying, but they are doing it out here. And unfortunately, people that do it out here like that messed it up for like people that got sense. Put it like that. But that is a good question. And I do agree the fact that when you said that they're using AI for resumes, because they are. They are. That's exactly what ATS is. It's a tracking system. They going through, they scanning for keywords, which is why we gotta have them skills in there. They are. They are. They are. So I agree. I'm with you when you're writing the code, okay. Any other questions? All right. So LinkedIn. Let's go to LinkedIn. Okay, y'all see my screen. Okay. So a big part of this space is using and leveraging your LinkedIn. And for everybody that's already in the chat, if you don't mind, you can put your LinkedIn in the chat and y'all go ahead and like connect with each other.
I was going to ask that if everybody would be comfortable with sharing each other, phones.
Yeah. Because I do talk about building your network a lot, and a lot of times people think that building your network oftentimes has to be like you trying to get Tyler Perry or like Tabitha Brown or something. When in reality, it's like you have people, you've sat in classes with people, you've worked with people, you've done those things to where you can build your network amongst like-minded people, because you never know what position someone may be in. You never know who you might meet at this event, and then y'all connect here, and then 6 months later they in this and they're in this. So it's always important to be intentional about building that network, like, and cultivating it in the event that you do need it. Not if you need it, but when you need it. So this is the LinkedIn, and everyone should have one. And if not, I don't know what's wrong with you. You're supposed to have one by now. All right. So let's get into LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is really big on SEO, like skills, making sure that like your resume, I mean, not your resume, but what you do build for your resume is going over here. But LinkedIn is more along the lines of telling your story. Like your resume is your resume, but your LinkedIn is the ability to tell your full story. Who are you outside of it? You know, and it's also a good opportunity to put you in the direct path of people that are in positions to make decisions at companies, which is one major benefit of it as well, which is why I'm big on you all having one and you all being intentional on like cultivating that network in the beginning. So here you got your what is this called? Y'all, I'm having a brain freeze. Header? Banner. Thank you, marketing. You have your banner here. You have your banner here. Your banner is should reflect, you know, you. What is your title? What have you been doing? I know that we have some questions regarding the banner. It looks nice. It looks very well put together, but baby, you can do this in Canva. Get you a banner to reflect your title, your name, your industry. Where are you trying to go? Who are you? If I look at your profile, I can tell who you are. Get you a banner together. Contact information, whatever the case is. Now, another thing that's super beneficial for you is your URL. You can edit your URL to be your name so that you don't have like the numbers, the letters, whatever the case is. So it's just easy to remember. Let's say you at practice with your kid and you find out that one of his or her teammates is somewhere at a company or whatever. Y'all been talking for a while or whatever the case is. And you gotta think off the rip of what your LinkedIn profile is. It just makes it easier for you to remember. So you can edit that here. This is your header. This needs to contain where you trying to go, your skills, your accolades, your tech stack, which is essentially like what tools do you use. That needs to be here because this header is also a part of how recruiters and how you scan and show up in their on their side as well. Now, Lashana, this is what I was talking about. Here I have my website, but you can put your portfolio as a website here as well. The link when you asked about earlier, where should you put your portfolio on your LinkedIn? I said it's a hyperlink built in to the platform, and it'll rate to your website. You can make your hyperlink say, you know, Lashana's portfolio or something. Got your contact info here. I personally don't have my number on there because I don't have time for that. I don't even have my current role on here because I don't have time for that either. But you need it on yours. And the only reason I don't is because of like people find me on here from TikTok and stuff. And it's just, but it's on my resume, but y'all know that. So you got your website here. I actually have open to work because I'm always open to work. So make sure you have open to work. Larita Shaw is open to work. I'm always open to work. I'm going to always have a conversation with you. Janae, I'm not studying you, but I am going to connect with you. You're going to get it together. I'm always open to work. I'm always
Is that what makes the banner?
Yep, you can do your banner. Yep. You can do your banner right here.
I like that. Oh, okay.
Yep, you can do it. I had my banner on there. I literally just took my banner off. I don't have nothing against the banner.
I want somebody to make you. I mean, I am desperate, but it just make you look desperate. I don't know.
Let me tell you something, Nicole.
What? I'm just saying.
Everybody.
I took it off mine as well.
Who's that? Bree?
Yeah.
Wait, you talking about the background?
No,
Yeah,
this right here.
The profile picture.
Can you see this,
Oh,
Janae?
yeah.
Yeah.
When you click on it, it gives you that open to work banner at the bottom of your profile. That's what they talking about.
Okay.
I was saying that you can have your open to, you can have your open to work on here, and it'll send recruiters. That's how they know to email you, open to work, and then put whatever titles you want in there, whatever your location type is, in the location. And I said immediately, because like I'm gonna always talk to you. So make sure your open to work is, even if it's said private, even if it's said private, because recruiters can still see that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was where it was only viewable to recruiters. Everyone, like the general public, doesn't know that I have it open to work. Just
Correct.
Recruiters.
Yep.
Okay.
They have the thing on the other side where they can see open to work, and they, you know. Now, what Nicole and Bree was talking about a minute ago is if you put your banner up, anybody can see that. That's what they were talking about. Yep.
Yeah.
But with the open to work, this just sends the message to recruiters. Because privately add your pay reference, like it's just always for recruit. And I always have mine open.
That's new. The pay preference? I didn't know you could have it.
Right.
Don't even bother me if you're not coming with the right amount.
Right. But yep, have it on there and then set it to, you know, they can see that, and that's it. Now, these are all your analytics. This is who's looked you up. This is what your post impressions making, who's coming to your profile, etc., etc. That's super important because as you all navigate the space, and as you all, one major benefit of completing these programs is you have projects. Y'all have done, some of y'all have done Power BI. You have a dashboard. You have a project. So when you're able to post those projects, you can post and say, you know, I completed this project here. I analyzed this data. Talk about your project always from a business sense. And I know on our next session, we're going to get into portfolios and projects. But always talk about your project from a business perspective. What did you do? What did you find out? How does this help, you know, whatever the industry is? Anything you post, this will show your analytics. So you see, oh, my stuff down bad because I ain't posting nothing in a week. So you'll see what your impressions are, how many followers you done had, what the profile views was, who done viewed you, looked you up in the past week. You'll see all this stuff on here, and it'll tell you how your page performing. All right. So here, this your about me. This needs to tell who you are. Now, I know we create a professional summary using your individualized task tracker. One benefit about LinkedIn is more or less like storytelling. Whereas my professional summary in my resume is more or less like I'm a strategic data engineer with 12 years experience delivering scalable pipelines, compliant and automated data solution. This is my technical and leadership summary. This is what you know you get into. Whereas my LinkedIn it tells my story. So you're able to frame it because one of the benefits of LinkedIn is the ability to supposedly humanize you. That's why you're supposed to get active over there. LaShawn, I've been seeing you lately, baby. So that's why you're supposed to.
I think the last time we looked at my LinkedIn, I had 77 connections. Mm-hmm. I went up to, like, what, 160 something?
Okay.
But slowly.
That's good. That's 100% more. That's double. That's over double. That's like 120% more. But yeah, that LinkedIn gives you that ability to tell your story because your resume tells your story to the recruiters, the hiremen. But your LinkedIn, what they do is they go and look you up on LinkedIn too. Tell your story over there. Now, this is going to be your bread and butter, your skills. All the time, I always talk to y'all about your skills pay the bills. I'm not playing. I'm literally not playing at all. put your skills in your profile. When you are navigating into this space, skills